This is 5 stars, guys. Like it could not be anything more. Like, he has the dirtiest mouth and I love that. This is me hoping and praying to the gods that that gets made. Hi there besties, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tia if you're new here, and I cannot believe that we are in May already and it is time for an April reading wrap up. So strap yourselves in, get cozy, grab a drink. I've got a Mubu bubble tea, I've got strawberry milk with watermelon popping pearls, and let's get into it. I feel like April was a fairly good month. I did 5 out of 6 of my TBR that Sophie picked for me. So the ones that I did, we had Caught Up, Cruel King, Wild Love, Forged in Blood, Done and Dusted, and then the one that I didn't do was Puck and Sweet, but it's like 750 pages, so I feel like I can get a little leeway with that. So I feel like it was a good month, and obviously we got through some arcs as well. But without further ado, let's stop yapping and start yapping about the books. Stop yapping about life, start yapping about the books. Does that make sense? So the first book we read was Forbidden Obsession by C.S. Berry. This is the first book in the series, so C.S. Berry just writes the best YA chooses. I got this on ARC, so in her ARC team. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful, but I would eat her books. I would eat her books up anyway. Like, I would read them and eat them up anyway, even if I was not an ARC reader. But I just love her books, hence why I asked to become an ARC reader. This was a 4-star, and this follows Sarah, and she's basically been harbouring a crush on her brother's best friend Wyatt for like years and years and years. But she also finds herself attracted to his other best friends, Dante and Finn. And after years later, like, she decides she's gonna finally move on, and she starts dating Drew, who just absolutely dotes on her. But her brother goes missing, and basically before he goes, he sends a text to his best friends to basically protect Sarah from something. They don't know what's going on. It's a bit like mysterious, like what's going on, and yeah, it must be serious for him to tell his best friends to look out for her. I also love the way we focused on Sarah's sexual awakening in this. So she's not had much experience with that side of things, so we really see her like come into her own in this book, and I cannot wait for the next book as well. Like, I just love the bitterness, and I think that Drew might be my favorite MMC in this. I just love like the way he is. He's quite attentive, he's romantic, but he's also got like that bad boy side. Then we had Of Fate and Wicked Kings by Jada McRae. This was a 3-star. I did this one on audio actually, and we follow Gwen, who ends up on like a side quest with Rowan, who she's been like in love with forever basically, and he sort of like loves her, but they're not like together. They both love each other, but they're not actually together and have not done anything, if that makes sense. We then have the Unseelie King, Aspen, who joins them on this quest because they have to find the missing Seelie Queen. This was like a cute novella, like it wasn't that long, and it definitely sets up for the rest of the series, and I think I will be continuing it, to be honest. I love the way like Aspen is portrayed as this cruel king, and like he's just so bad, but he became sort of obsessed with Gwen, and we got to see like a very different side to him, and the ending definitely threw me off what I thought I knew. We then had The Unwilling Love by Elle Still. This was a 3-star. It was a novella. I did this on audiobook as well. It is a prequel novella. It is quite short. It was very fast paced. It was a good time. So we have Harper, and then we have James, who is Harper's best friend's brother. And they run into each other, and immediately like sparks are flying, the tension is flowing. Then we find out obviously this is like Harper's best friend's brother, and he is a military hero, and he believes he cannot give her what she wants. So he believes that she's going to want something quite settled down and stuff. So he's like, I can't give her what she wants, basically. I'm not good for her. And I think it was a good setup for the rest of the story. Like, I would like to have seen more. I don't think I'm going to continue because I didn't love it that much, and I feel like I wasn't as invested with it to find out what happens. But yeah, if that sounds good to you, then obviously read it. It's quite short, and it'll give you a setup to the series. Obviously then you can decide if you want to carry on. We then had our first book that Sophie picked. So we had Wild Love by Elsie Silver. So we are starting the Rose Hill series. I love Elsie Silver. This is 5 stars, guys. Like, it could not be anything more. Like, I am obsessed. I feel like Elsie Silver cannot steer wrong, sorry. I just eat her books up and like devour them every time. We have Ford, who has been in love with Rosie for like 10+ years. He is her brother's best friend. A running theme here, I think. And he is just so down bad for her. This is like the best trope ever. They are more like, they're not enemies, like they're more frenemies to lovers. I did talk about this in my vlog, but they're more frenemies to lovers. So they're not like friends, but they're not enemies, but they have like that banter and sort of like taking the mick out of each other type relationship. Ford is also a single dad, so he has a newly child placed in his path, but I say child, she's like a teenager, but he's dealing with that, and we just get, yeah, they are dancing around each other for a little bit, but the banter is so good. Like the scenes were just amazing, and obviously I did vlog it in my reading vlog, so obviously you can go back and watch that if you want to hear like a bit more of my thoughts. Then we had Crooked by Vi Keeland, which was a ALC that I got, so I did this one on audio, and this is a bodyguard romance and a mafia princess, I want to say. So we have Julia, who is a screenwriter, and she's basically done everything she can to untie herself from her dad's name, so who is like a very big mafia kingpin. She's even changed her name to her mother's maiden name just to get away. She doesn't want to like be tied to that side of the family, especially her dad like is in the press a lot as well. But now her dad has a lot of enemies, and she gets a bodyguard hired for her. In comes Wes, and he knows exactly how to push her buttons, like wind her up, and it is quite funny. I really enjoyed like the banter between them and like the push and pull between them right up until like that fuck it moment happened. I was annoyed by the third act, but like it did redeem itself, but like that was a bit irritating to me. Obviously I'm not gonna spoil it, but that was a little bit irritating for me. I think it's why this only got like a 4-star rather than anything higher. Then we had Tame and Seven by Chloe Walsh. This was a 5-star. This is Gibbsy and Claire's story, and yeah, I'm broken after this. I just love Gibbsy like my little baby so much. This book, I was sobbing. I did do a reading vlog of this as well, so you can go and watch that for my thoughts. But this series is just everything. It's so much heartbreak, a lot of trauma. It's not for young audiences at all. I'm really anticipating, because they're going to do like a series of this. How are they going to get that right? I really don't know. I feel like they might try to dial it back a bit for younger audiences, but I really don't think they should. I think that is the theme of the books, and it needs to be kept for the series. We then have Rose Tinted by Ian Lee. This was an arc, and this was 4.5 stars, guys. Like, I had the best time with this book. This is book 1 in a series, so we are anticipating more. This is the Hartman Sisters series, so we will get the other sisters. We've got Lavender Haze coming out in the summer, like July time, I think, June, July. And I enjoyed this so much. Like, it was so funny. Like, the banter, it had me giggling. I was kicking my feet. And the spice, holy shit, guys, the spice. We follow Emma, who basically, she gets a job promotion and she has to temporarily move to Barcelona. Like, she has agreed to this, like she wants to temporarily move there. And she's basically like a marketing type person that helps out businesses. And when she gets there, she ends up in this restaurant. She ends up having a one-night stand with our MMC, Diego, who is our like hot resident. And he's like instantly like, this woman is like perfect. But she's like running late for work the next morning, like her first day on the job. So she's like, I have to leave. Didn't leave his number. But she obviously knows where he lives, and she literally lives like right across the road. Anyway, she goes to work, blah, blah, and he's like, right, you've got this client, you're meeting with them tomorrow. And she's like, cool. Thinking about Diego, and she's like, well, I've got to like sort out my thing, like maybe I'll go to the bar we met at, and he might be there tomorrow or something, but right now I need to focus on my job. She turns up at her client's meeting, and it's like a family run business, and their vineyard is basically like failing, and they need some help for like marketing and some new ideas to make some money, otherwise they're going to be out of pocket and have to like go bankrupt. Turns out Diego is her new client, and yeah, it goes from there. Obviously there's a lot of forced proximity there. I love the way he calls her sweetheart, but he's an absolute filthy man in the sheets. He has the dirtiest mouth, and I love that. I'm excited to see like the sister stories as well, and I'm really hoping we get like a Mia, who is Diego's sister, and Lorenzo novella, because I love them too, and there's clearly something going on there. And I think I did speak to the author, and she did say like she has some ideas for a novella, so this is me hoping and praying to the gods that gets made, or like written. Then we have the second book in Sophie's TBRs. We had Fortune in Blood by Sadie Kincaid. I immersive read this one, so I did this on audio and read. Again, I did vlog this one, so my full thoughts are in the reading vlog. But this was a 4.5 stars, and I almost rated this a 4-star, but the last chapter brought it up that 4.5 star. And I feel like you need to read the audiobook in this one because it's like a full cast, it's a why choose, and the audiobook is just insane. I was really conflicted with the MMCs to start with in this one, but they did really grow on me. And Professor Alexandros is my favourite. The yearning and self-restraint for this man, like I just need it. But we follow our FMC, who is basically like I believe she's like a scholarship student, I think, to this new school, like university type thing, and she catches the attention of the MMCs because she runs into them doing something they should not be, and these 3 MMCs are vampires, and they basically take her, and the professor comes in. He's like their sire, he's a vampire too, obviously, and he's like, you need to let her go, and he senses something on her, and he's basically like, you guys need to like make sure she doesn't get bitten by anyone, but you need to like not bite her yourself, but like kind of protect her, but like don't protect her. Like it was like a weird thing. It was basically like keep an eye on her almost. And these MMCs like make her life hell. Like they absolutely hate her and they are just assholes to her, and then it goes from there, and it's just, yeah, so good. Like the spice, just chef's kiss. Then we have The Charmer by Kaylee Loring. This was a audio ALC, like an ALC, sorry, that I got as well. This was a 4 stars. I really enjoyed this one, and I love the chapters where Jason Clarke was singing in this. So it's the Charmer Tour edition, I think, and I believe it's like a different version of the audiobook where he has like songwriting bits in it, and he's actually like singing in it, and it's a little bit cringy, but it's quite cute as well. And I've never had that in audiobook, so it was like a pleasant surprise for me, like something a bit new. But we follow Nico, who has been pining over Kat for some time. She basically works in a diner, and he's just been trying to get her attention, get her to go out with him, and she's not having any of it. And he is like this big famous musician. He's constantly flirting with her. They have like an undeniable connection, and he's going on tour soon, so he's like, do you know what, I'm gonna invite her on tour. She does like these video documentaries, I'm gonna invite her on tour. She goes on tour with him. She is a single mum, which is why she's sort of holding back, and he ends up inviting her boy and her mum on tour with them. There was so much chemistry here, guys. Like, these two were so cute, and the spice scenes were really good in this one. I enjoyed we had a full cast. Like, we had Teddy Hamilton and another narrator who was voicing like his sister, and also like Nico's best friend basically. And I believe those are, well, they're the 2 characters from the first book, and I'm assuming they are the voice narrators for the first audiobook as well. Then the next book I read of Sophie's TBR was Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. This was a 5 star again. I did film this on a reading blog as well, so you can go watch that as well to see my full thoughts as always. This is a sports romance. So we have come away from hockey and basketball, and we've gone to baseball in this 3rd book. And we have Kai Rhodes. Kai Rhodes, man, you are... I can't even form like coherent thoughts that would do this book any justice. But Mila is my favourite FMC in the series so far. Like, she is so funny, so witty, so bantery, and she comes in and she ends up helping Kai out and becomes a nanny for his little boy Max, because he's like a baseball guy, he's on the road a lot, and he has like, he doesn't trust any of the nannies, so the nannies are coming and going, and Mila ends up being the new nanny's replacement. Obviously, I'm not gonna say too much because I do have my full thoughts in the reading blog, but this book had me sobbing for so long. Like the last hour of the book, I was literally sobbing, guys. Like, but it's so good. Then we have Their Cruel Play by C.S. Berry, which is the 3rd book in the Untouched series. This was 4 stars, guys. It did not disappoint at all. This is a why choose. Like I said, C.S. Berry writes the best why chooses, and it continued on from book 2, where we're trying to find out who Harper's stalker is. I won't say too much on it because obviously it is a continuation, but this book we have a lot more suspense and twists like than the previous book, and the previous books were, I would say, sort of like 95% smart, whereas this book is sort of like half and half. Like, we do get a lot more plot based in this one, which I really enjoyed seeing. We've got our group, they're finally starting to navigate the dynamic of like the group setting, and whilst I enjoyed this much, like I did enjoy seeing those deeper conversations and moments, and I was actually getting a bit teary at sometimes. And I love me a tortured soul, guys. Like, I love all the MMCs in this book, but Luke and Caden have a soft spot in my heart just because I just love a tortured soul. Like, they have such a hard exterior, but they have so much love to give. Then we have our next Sophie TBR read, which is Cruel King by Rena Kent, which was a 4 star. I did vlog this, but the vlog is not up yet. So that will be up soon. So again, I'll try and keep my thoughts to like a minimum so you don't get like the same thing twice. But this one we follow Levi King and Astrid. Levi and Astrid are the parents of Glyndon, Brandon and Landon in the Legacy of God series basically, and this is their story. And Astrid stumbles into the path of Levi one night and he basically becomes like instantly obsessed with her. Like their families hate each other, they don't know why, we don't know why until later on in the book, but he becomes like instantly obsessed with her and cannot stay away. I did really enjoy this, but it felt very fast paced, and the almost enemy bits like got taken away straight away, and he was very much like into her and obsessed with her like from the very start. And I feel like we could have had that momentum building up a little bit more potentially before we like hit him with the fast stuff. And yeah, that was only my only thoughts. Then we had Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, which was Sophie's read, my last one of Sophie's reads I did. Again, I did vlog this one and the vlog will be up with the Cruel King one. This was a 3-star. I think like a 3.25 is what I settled on. It was cute. It was a cowboy romance. I always enjoy a cowboy romance. The banter hit, the spice hit, his brother's best friend, so that always hits. I really enjoyed it, but I just wasn't like completely obsessed. I think I just didn't connect with the two characters as much. But I am excited for Teddy and Gus's book, because that's like there's gonna be like an enemies to lovers, but they're also like, they're mean to each other and hate each other, but we know that they like probably gonna secretly like each other, and I feel like that is gonna hit. I'm more excited for their story, but I did have a good time nonetheless. Then we had Playing for Keeps by Bella North, which I did on audio. This was a 3-star. This was cute. This was a fake dating. It follows Serena and Chase, who is Serena's best friend basically, and they grew up together and she's always loved him. And one New Year's Eve she decides, I'm gonna get a kiss from him, tell him how I feel. Sorry, Jack's upstairs if you can hear that. And she kisses him on New Year's Eve, and basically he's like, oh, I'm so glad that you're gonna be my best friend forever, blah blah blah. And basically like friend zones her. Like he's very drunk, but he basically friend zones her. Fast forward a few years later, she's obviously obsessed with him. She breaks up with her boyfriend. I thought we had a power cut then, but my light just died. I'm gonna have to like move you slightly over here just so there's a little bit more light. Hopefully that is right. I think this is the I've only got this one and one more book anyway in the wrap up, so I'll do this quickly, but my light has just died, so I do need to put that on charge in a second. I thought we had power cut. I was like, no, my light's battery operated. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, that happens, and her boyfriend basically, or her ex-boyfriend, sorry, won't leave her alone. So they're like, and his fans, he's like a hockey player, they won't leave him alone. So they're like, let's fake date, that'll get your boyfriend off your back, or your ex-boyfriend off your back, and also get these like fans off my back as well. So we'll do that. They do that, obviously end up falling in love. The third act wasn't my fave, like I'm not gonna lie, and also the audio book gave me the ick a little bit. I'm gonna insert a little clip here. Please bear in mind it is a little bit spicy, so if you don't like that, like skip a little bit. But his voice gave me the ick. Like he was fine all the other spicy time, and then this bit he was just like, oh my god, my stomach just made the weirdest noise. He was like, Serena! Like I'm just gonna play it for you guys and you guys can be the judge.
Serena!
He growls, his voice breaking.
I wanna feel you come over my cock.
Do you see what I mean? Like that just gave me the ick, major ick. And then from there on I just wasn't invested anymore. I was like, because I was like, ew. So yeah, that was that. Then we had Somewhere Safe by Mandy Muse, which was another arc. This was a 3.5 star. I feel like I would give this. This is a Why Choose. This is a MMF Why Choose. Yeah. And we follow Bo, Nash and Iris. And Iris and Nash in the prologue have basically been forced to get married for very different reasons. And they basically are like not together and they just go their own ways. Fast forward a year later, Iris has tried to get a hold of Nash and his family to find out some things that they like of why she married him. I won't spoil it for you guys, but she cannot get hold of them. And then all of a sudden Nash comes to town and he's like trying to ring her, get hold of her because his father needs something. And she's like, no, I'm gonna ignore you. Like you ignored me for a year. You're not gonna like get out of it that easy, blah, 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 blah. And then we have Bo, who is our cam boy. He's like a sexy cowboy, not cowboy, cam boy, sorry. He does like OF basically, or that type of thing. And he comes in and he's trying to get away from something in his personal life, which is why he's come to this small town. And he ends up working at the same bar that Iris works at, and him and Nash are very openly bisexual, and I believe Bo might actually be pansexual, but Nash is bisexual, and he likes the look of Nash, he likes the look of Iris. They end up doing stuff together, and it was a really cute, cozy read. And we have some like swoon-worthy spice in this, guys. We've got some like voyeurism vibes as well. And this is part of a series, but like they're interconnected standalone. So this is book 3, I believe. But I haven't read the other books in the series, and in my opinion, you don't need to I mean, obviously you'll get like a better idea of the other characters, but you don't need to enjoy the story, in my opinion. And that is all the books I read in April, guys. I feel like that was a very good month. I got through my TBR, I got through another Boys of Torment book, and then I got through quite a few arcs as well, which I've been trying to prioritise as well, because I've got like loads to get through. But let me know, what was your favourite book of the month? I think my favourite of the month was Caught Up by Liz Tomforday. I think that was like 100% my favourite of the month, and I really enjoyed that. But let me know what your favourite was. How many books did you read this month, guys? It is not a competition, by the way. Like, if you read 1 book this month, that is amazing. If you've read 25 books this month, that is insane, but it's still amazing. Like, no matter what you read, reading is subjective. Like, everyone reads at a different pace, everyone has different reading goals, and whether, like I said, whether you read 1 or 100 books, like, it really doesn't matter, because reading is meant to be fun, guys. And just remember that if people do read like 500 books a year, they're not lying about the books they've read. The people are just faster readers. And also, it's time prioritized. Like, if you're sitting on a Sunday and thinking, oh, it's a Sunday, I've got a day off, let me chuck a Netflix on, and you're watching Netflix for like 3 hours, or you're even watching like a film, like 2.5 hours of your life, that's 2.5 hours you could be reading. So people just swap that out. Like, my books just fell. I just swap out Netflix and stuff for reading. I'm listening to an audiobook when I'm doing chores, like housework, when I'm in the bath, when I'm on my lunch break, I'm reading on the way to work, if I'm not obviously driving, if Jack's driving, before work, after work, like, do you know what I mean? So that's it. I don't know why I went on to a little ramble there, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.